Not a lot of color. Now, you can do this for, if you have a patient who's an overpronator and you want to see if orthotics would help them, and you tape them and they say, yeah, that was helpful, then it might be a predictor of a positive outcome with orthotics. It might be useful for people with plantar fasciitis, and Jack will show another Mulligan technique for plantar fasciitis. Arch strains it could be helpful for, but you're going to have a lot of people who have foot pain secondary to overpronation that may be treated successfully with this taping job. So I thought it was worthwhile showing it to you guys. It's cheap. Patients, you can teach patients to do this themselves, so it's not so bad. The tape, you could use 1-inch tape on a smaller foot. I would use 1-inch tape where you could just take these, take this tape and roll it in half. I'm just going to show you, just for sake of time, we're just going to use this tape. What we want to do is when we do this, we start at the base of the 5th metatarsal, and I'm going to fixate the tape here, come around his heel, and I'm going to bring it inward to the base of the 1st metatarsal head. And if you want to pre-cut your tape, you can go ahead and do that. The thing that I do also, and I don't know if this makes a difference or not, but just because I'm like this freak about the first ray, I like to plantar flex the first ray all the time, because I feel like if you've got plantar fasciitis, you want to try to plantar flex the first ray if you can. So I'm going to just fix that piece here. And again, this might be a smaller piece of tape, but on Eric's foot, this would be fine. And I do this, I'm going to do 2 more of these. And I might have one a little bit below it and one a little bit above it. This tape just doesn't stick well at all.
For arch or manufacturing?
What's that? It's both.
Yeah. Did you put them in subtalar neutral?
It's impossible. I mean, it would be really hard physically to do that. But we're just trying to go from medial or from lateral to medial. This one is going to come a little bit below. And you want to always try to avoid wrinkles if you can in the tape. This is unlike your patellar taping, where wrinkles are okay. And this stuff, wrinkles are not okay. All right, so we've got 3 strips here. Okay, and this one is going to come up a little bit higher. Okay, so we're just wrapping things around. Then what we're going to have is strips coming up underneath the arch. And when I do this, I want to go from lateral to medial, because I'm trying to raise the arch. So I'm not starting here and pulling it down, because that would lower the arch. So I'm going to start on the outside of the foot and go from here. You can start your first one mid-arch and come under. And just, you're not supinating the foot, but you're just giving a little tug on the tape when we do that. All right. And you can always just pre-cut your tape like this, too. Okay, that's a little long. I can cut that later if I need to. You're overlapping the tape pieces by 1/2 to 1/3. Okay? And then on Eric, again, I could tape these or just take a pair of scissors and put that. I'm going to do one last piece a little bit closer to the heel. So I could do 3 or 4 pieces under the arch. You're going to love this, Eric. This usually feels, a lot of people will say, feels good. What?
Yeah, or hold you a little more as you want. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have scissors? Or I guess I could just do that. I think we're good. We're good. Okay. It's not pretty. Then what we're going to do is we're going to clean up the edges. So I'm going to have one piece come around the edges. Okay, this is very similar to our first piece. So again, just to size him up. So this is just going to hold these strips in place. Okay? And then we're going to get one more piece that's going to be an anchor strip right around here.
And you go all the way around the top of the
You
foot?
do. You can go all the way around the top of the foot. You've got to be careful. I'm not a big fan of these types of tape jobs where you go all around the top of the foot because I don't want to squeeze the metatarsals. Most of what you're going to read shows it going totally across. I always like to leave a little space here just so we can get a little bit of room for the metatarsals. And if there's any swelling, it's not going to cut off any circulation. But that's essentially it, okay? There are a lot of different ways to do this. If you can look on YouTube, you'll see tons of different ways to do it. But this is your classic way. You guys might see it done differently, but go ahead and stand up and see how it feels.
Very supportive.
Very supportive.
Yeah, actually, it does feel really good.
Turn
Yeah,
that way.
it's usually, when you guys do this on each other, you're going to be like, I'm gelling. It usually feels good. It's usually
Feels
a,
good.
yeah, and that tape's kind of coming up too. I've used the
Can you
McConnell
show me the
tape
bottom
on
of your
people.
foot?
I don't know if you do it straight up with no loop,
There is the wet proof.
with no white tape under it.
Just, yeah,
Yeah.
straight wet.